In the previous video, I talked about a civilization made of walls and rules, where a densely packed group of people will create rules and systems to keep everything organized. This creates a class system. This is usually talked about in three distinct classes: the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. This isn't quite true. There are separate groups within the class system that do different things. For example, the ghetto is a self-policing area that doesn't act in the same way that the lower class will respond. There's also the transient or lower class, which is completely separate from what you imagine. It's hard to explain somebody living in a house that was designed 300 years ago and then having a satellite dish coming out of it. There's also a difference between the rich class and the upper class. The rich class is so rich they don't know what to do with the money they've got. And the upper class has a system, a place in society. They're better than you. They're different. Though the rich class actually has more money and more place, the upper class are viewed as more important. The reason why I bring this all up is my observations have been the response to COVID is entirely based on the class you are from. I found this by going to separate Walmarts based on the class system that it was surrounded by. Each area had lineup areas, had gates, and other ways to keep people separate and keep people away from each other. However, once you entered in, you saw a difference. In the lower class area, even the 6 feet apart sign wasn't actually 6 feet apart. This makes sense because people in poverty often don't worry about things 2 weeks from now. They've got now, and they've got maybe tomorrow. They worry about money, they have a lot of stress, and frankly, the rules are for someone else. They don't listen to the rules, they do what they can to survive. Basically, survival is more important than society. They need to survive so that their children can survive, so that their children's children can survive. It wasn't until I got to a middle-class neighborhood that the Walmart had lines, had people moving 6 feet apart, and had people wearing masks. The middle class are often trying to appear to be greater than what they are. They believe in sacrifice to appear better, both to themselves and to those around them. For instance, at church, at home, at the neighborhood, or even at work. They work hard to appear to be good. They're also the biggest believers in the system of walls and rules. They need to follow the walls and rules given to them so that they can do what they're being told. They need to move a little bit up. They need to do a little bit more sacrifice. They need to appear to be a little bit more than what the others are. Because of this, they will follow the rules given to them a lot more than anyone else. Another thing I've noticed about the middle class is they are very hyperbolic. They treat everything like the big game, the big sport. You'll notice that sports made sure that everything was shown off as the big game, and then turns into politics, as people go against each other in this kind of over-the-top way, viewing each other as opponents, enemies to fight, and ready to battle, instead of what it actually is. I asked around, and all the rich people I know, and upper-class people I know, didn't go to Walmart. It's not that they don't, and that's an open secret. It's that they sent other people to go shopping for them. They sent these people wearing masks so that they would be safe. They made sure to mention that they used Zoom and other things to keep in contact with others, and they spent most of their time just lounging about the house. The upper and rich class believe that through fine training and perfection, they can be better than everyone else. This means the best education, the best ideology, and the best way of doing things. They spend a lot of money and a lot of time making sure things work perfectly. This includes meeting with the top people and trying to network so that you know more people than the others. You want something done, you don't just go and talk to somebody. You talk to the top people and you make lists of what to do and who to talk to. That's the only way you can accomplish the major things that people want. I did this study from the beginning of COVID all the way to now. I would just go to every Walmart I could find and see how the people responded. And every single time, if I was in the upper middle class or middle class area,
people would put on the masks, they would follow the rules, they would do as they were told. And if I went to the lower class areas, people would wear the mask less, they would follow less rules, and they seemed rather begrudged to do it. So I seriously think it's a class system instead of some other thing out there.